So you can tell we're getting very close to the official PS5 Pro stuff, and so more and more news is going to leak, and a lot of people are going to be talking about it. And this is sort of right up my alley. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. It gets people excited about the hardware again. It gets everybody kind of amped up, and I love that about video games in general. We see a lot of this kind of stuff happen, and at the end of the day, that's going to continue to happen. People need to get excited about the hardware. I want to get into this because I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what this is all about. This has been leaked. I'm going to link this, of course, in the description so you guys can check it out. Obviously, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please slap that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I do daily gaming content, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. I like to do this kind of stuff every single day. So, according to this, PS5 Pro announcement plans and console design have been leaked, and a reliable insider says an announcement is coming in early September. So, Deal Labs user Bilby has a lengthy track record for leaking upcoming games and hardware. Says the new console will be called, guess what? Drum roll, please. PS5 Pro. Ta-da! Hooray! Well, we didn't see that coming. Anyway, they say it'll be announced very soon, quote-unquote, with the official announcement set to be made during the first half of September. They also claim to have access to the packaging design for the PS5 Pro, but because they can't share copyrighted images, they have instead drawn a sketch of the design. According to the illustration, the console design will look similar to the PlayStation 5 Slim and will be colored white. The main difference is the addition of 3 black stripes across the middle of the console, differentiating it from the PS5 models that we already know and love. The report also suggests that the PS5 Pro appears to be slightly thicker than the PS5 Slim, but suggests that the design of the faceplates means that it still might be compatible with existing PS5 Slim faceplates. One thing they cannot yet confirm is whether the PS5 Pro will have a disk drive, because the image they've received shows a PS5 Pro without one. So think about this for a second. We could be seeing a PS5 Pro without a disk drive, which I think would be a little bit shocking if you think of it, because Sony's been pretty good at offering both options and things like that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'd love seeing that there's the potentiality that we could be seeing something along the lines of an option, and I think that would be the important thing to see. And that would probably be the better way for Sony to go, would be to offer the option, because not everybody wants a disk drive, and I can understand that. But then there's always going to be people like me who definitely want to see that disk drive come into play and things like that. So again, I want to see it. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see it. It is a very interesting time right now, because it feels like gaming, especially console gaming, has been a little bit lackluster, to say the least. And now we're finally starting to hear some stuff on it. There's some new hardware on the horizon with the PS5 Pro, and of course the Switch 2 looks like it's coming. I'm not sure about Xbox. Rumors say 2026 for them, they might come out with some new stuff or whatever. But for the interim, I think this is really cool. It's interesting because, to me, Xbox and Phil Spencer are always talking about they're always talking about how they want to do what's best for gaming, and they're not all about the exclusives and things, and when we all play we all win, etc., right? But at the same time, they're perfectly okay with letting Sony dictate everything in the industry. And I've never really agreed with that. I never understood why they thought that was a smart thing to do. But anyway, I thought this was very interesting. One thing that, like I said, maybe no disk drive, or maybe they give you the option to use one. It's not clear, therefore, whether there will be 2 models of the PS5 Pro, one with a disk drive and one without, or whether it will be a single digital-only edition with the option for players to buy a disk drive separately, as is the case for the digital-only Slim. One theory offered is that the console may ship without a disk drive in order to keep costs lower. The report also said PS5 Pro will come with the same standard white DualSense controller that already comes with the original and Slim PS5 models. Speculation has mounted for some time about the internal specifications of the PS5 Pro, which there is no new light shed on it through this report. In April, your YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead officially leaked Sony's documentation explaining the console's specifications. taken from Sony Interactive Entertainment's developer network. The document was verified by other sites, including IGN, and was then taken down by a Sony copyright strike, leading further credibility to its authenticity. The video suggested that the PS5 Pro CPU will be identical to that of the standard PlayStation 5, but that the new console will have a high CPU frequency mode, which increases the CPU by 10%, 3.85 gigahertz, but reduces GPU performance by around 1% as a result. The GPU itself will be powered by 33.5 teraflops versus the PS5's 10.28 teraflops, but this doesn't mean that it will be more than 3 times as powerful. As The Verge noted at the time, changes in AMD's architecture means it's difficult to directly compare teraflops between PS5 and PS5 Pro, and that in reality the comparison is more like 10.28 versus around 17. Indeed, the documentation leaked says that rendering is about 45% faster. So, we are getting a lot of information and things like that that's coming about, and I think it's important to kind of talk about because we want to see, exactly kind of where they're going to go with this and what's going to come from the future. And, I do feel like right now what Sony is doing is pretty smart. I feel like, like I mentioned earlier, that there's a little bit of stagnation in what's going on currently in the world of video games. And I just feel like, whatever the case may be, that we need something that can kind of bring people back to the fold, to get people excited about, the Xbox and, and PlayStation and things like that. Because I do feel like, at the end of the day that Sony is slacking quite a bit, and I think that that's probably not a good thing or a good place to be for them. They're at their best when they are being like inventive and they have, competition and things like that. And I think that's what most worries me about Microsoft's tactics right now, is that Microsoft has been very much not fighting, not being competitive, not doing anything, and this doesn't help anyone in the industry. And for a company that keeps claiming they're about the industry and all this kind of stuff, I don't feel like they're really that worried about things, unfortunately. So hopefully that can change in the future. I don't know, I would love to see them just kind of, I think it might be too late for them to just go, oh, okay, our bad, we're sorry, we don't give exclusives, let's start doing that. I think they probably won't do that. I think the thing that they probably would do would be to just get out of the hardware industry completely. And, that is something that I could see them doing before too long. But listen, I don't know. I'm not an expert at what, multi-trillion-dollar companies do. They could do anything. But I honestly do think that a lot of their moves have kind of backfired. Stuff like Game Pass. They probably didn't realize that they were going to create this whole horde of gamers who refuse to buy anything, but hell, it happened. What else can you do? What else can you say? Also, putting games on PlayStation, sure, you get a short-term gain, a little bump, and then you have a situation where it doesn't really matter because you have a console and a store, and you're making all that money off microtransactions and third-party game sales and your own first-party game sales, and then you just are giving people less and less reason to buy your product. So, I just think that they're really in a bad spot. Sony, rightfully so, they're probably so happy that Microsoft is doing the stuff that they're doing. What I mean by that is Microsoft has completely dropped the ball so badly that it doesn't matter what Sony does. Show games, don't show games. Announce the PS5 Pro, don't announce it. Well, it doesn't really matter. People aren't going to just go, I think, switching off to Xbox, even though, at point in times it maybe does seem like maybe should. But, we'll see what's going on with that and how, gamers can kind of understand a little bit more where it's coming from. Like I said, I think the PS5 Pro is a critical piece to gaming hardware. I think it's a huge piece to the puzzle right now, and I think a lot is riding on it. Like, if you're a gamer, a console gamer, You know, I think you should want this thing to be successful for many, many reasons, but we definitely need something pushing people and getting people excited again. And I think that could be exactly what we need to see in order to do that. So anyway, like I said, I will link this in the description. Let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate it. And like I mentioned earlier, please like my video and subscribe, as it helps out the channels tremendously. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. I'll catch you next time. Crap Gamer out.